Good afternoon, Brian from the Cup Test Brian here, and it's time to review Jackass Forever, the fifth, let's just say latest film by the comedic team behind the MTV prank and stunt show Jackass. The show goes back a good 20 plus years now, and while I'm certainly no Jackass aficionado, I haven't even seen the other movies, we're all aware that these people are getting older. Steve-O, Johnny Knoxville, Aaron, and the other most recognizable members of the Jackass brand can't just keep doing this indefinitely, and Forever does feel like the older cast members putting a cap on their stint in this franchise. I might not be saying anything a Jackass fan doesn't already know, but some of the gags and juxtaposing old footage with new footage of the same material here firmly states, we're here, we've resolved this, look how far we've come, but we're done. I'm certainly aware of what Jackass is, and at a glance I can see both of the two general camps which form around it. One which takes it as a face value, attention-seeking, dudes rock celebration of these colorful personalities throwing themselves into painful scenarios, and the other which digs into the aspects of brotherhood and performance art that they see, reading between the lines of falling down sets of stairs and broken bones. And I don't want to read too far into Jackass, of all things, but there is clearly a performance going on here. I hesitate to call them stuntmen, because the pads and training wheels to keep actual stuntmen safe aren't exactly practiced, because getting hurt is the point. The spirit of f*** around and find out is the objective, but more importantly, also kind of isn't. If the point was truly to just cause as much pain as possible, why not hit Steve-O with an Escalade or something? The elaborate nature of Jackass, its structure, is the charm. Like any joke, it needs structure. Only on some level it breaks down the fantastical barriers of physical comedy by unhinging the reality of its consequences. If Buster Keaton made people laugh threading the window of a house being dropped on him, it's the natural evolution of the gag for someone to think how funny it would be if the house actually hit him. And now we have Jackass. When you enlist the engineering prowess of a former Mythbuster to help you with a gag, the abuse of science and time it takes to do that adds to the humor. They forego any sort of structure or escalation to the set pieces. It's one scene of somebody's dick getting smashed to the next. It's not so much a movie as a compilation, which, from the sound of things, is how the other Jackass movies are, and I don't know how else you could possibly adapt something like Jackass into a film, so I'm not saying that to be all film criticky like, well, the disjointed structure of the Jackass movie kept me from enjoying it. The nitty-gritty material of guys hurting themselves and their dicks, there's a lot of harm done to the dick and balls of these many men, is a significant barrier for entry. No shame if that or the other crassness on display is not your thing. I don't know, but it made me laugh. Never in hysterics, but I can laugh at a man getting shot out of a cannon and caught in the consensual saw traps they've concocted. As the film could be interpreted as hitting a wall thematically after saying it's juvenile male stupidity and that's it, one scene in particular illustrates very well what Jackass is about, if it's actually about anything, to me. They've stripped Steve-O fully naked, and this scene comes pretty early in the film, so I did not know yet the amount of male nudity I was in for, and they proceed to cover his exposed penis in honeybees like those guys who wear bee beards. Something about his willingness to expose himself so casually in a way that completely erased the sexual connotations of his nakedness demonstrated a lack of pride or ego. Media's use of male nudity is always either for bravado or humiliation, and Forever doesn't just refuse to take one of those roads, it expresses vulnerability of all things. Never is anything these people do a show of resilience or machismo. Everybody is visibly hurt by what happens to them. In a way, the physical pain they endure is so much more immediately worse than any shame another person might feel in their situation. And it just so happens to be really funny watching Steve-O get stung by bees on his penis, so you can look as deep into it as you want. Overall, Jackass Forever is not a typical cinematic experience. It's not trying to be. But for what could so easily have been time better served watching pranks and stunts from previous episodes of the show in the wrong hands, as an outsider, it seems to satisfyingly surmise what these guys are all about. No need to establish or elaborate on anything, like it's a big last hurrah celebrating their coordinated stupidity, incredibly fitting for their likely swan song. I'm giving Jackass Forever a 6 out of 10. So hey, did you like this movie more than me? Less than me? Well, if you care to, please tell me. And if you like not only words, but the way I arrange and then say them, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to me, Brian, from the channel Brian. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.